Hello, everyone. We are starting a project that I think will only take us one class. But again, if it takes longer, if the whole class needs more time, I will give more time. But I am pretty sure it will take one class. We are talking about positive and negative shapes. So I'm going to skip ahead here. I will go back and through those with you step by step. However, I just want to talk about positive and negative shapes because we were talking about here. So a positive shape is that shape that you drew. It's the shape that you wanted. It's the shape that maybe you cut out like we're doing here. The negative is kind of what was left behind. And it kind of has a ghost image here. So down here doesn't really matter whether it's like a real shape or it's just like a wiggly, blobby shape. Um, Either way, the one that you wanted to keep, the one that you are drawing, the one that you see, is the positive shape. And then what was left behind is that negative shape. So let's go back on up here. So again, we are using some coloring and some cutting in our lesson today. We are patterning our papers, as well as coloring our papers. So you can pick what you would like to use. If you are a crayon person or you are a markers person, if you have paint at home and you want to use paint, feel free. I like using markers, so I used markers. So to get started, I passed out to everybody the two little papers. Now, if they got lost, because I know it's kind of it's hard to kind of get these home. I know they're really small. All you have to do is, let's see, take a paper of this size, cut it in half, and then cut it in half again, and you would end up with brand new little shapes. So again, with these two little shape rectangles, what you're going to do first is you are going to pattern them. You are going to change them from being white to having some designs on them. You can do whatever designs you want. You can even do these are really cool. So I had a green marker in my hand and a blue marker in my hand at the same time, and I did some swirling. You can do that. However you want to pattern these, you can. You can stripe rainbows, whatever you would like for your patterns. You may. If you like mine, go ahead and copy them. I know learning from home, it can be a little tricky to come up with things on your own sometimes without a teacher to kind of bounce ideas off with you. So if copying is going to help you in this lesson, that's fine. But once you are done patterning out your little papers, what you're going to do next is you are going to fold them. Now I folded it from that way. You don't want to do it the long hot dog way. It's kind of like that hamburger way where this edge over here comes to this edge over here. All right. And then after you have folded them both on that crease, so you want to make sure you are drawing on the crease side over here. So you end up with a nice hole in your picture. You are going to draw half of a shape. Now, if you want to do something like a cat, like I did here, or half of a heart, you would get the other side when you cut it out. Or if you want to just kind of do some crazy blobby things like I did here, some mystery shapes, go ahead. The type of shape that you make isn't going to be a big deal here. So if you wanted to do half of a circle to get a full circle, half of an oval to get an oval, if you wanted to do a diamond, if you want to do a square, what type of shape does not matter. We are only worried about learning the difference between the positive and the negative. So after you draw those out with your pencil, you're going to go ahead and cut them out. Now, because we are cutting them out, maybe when you're thinking of your shape, a good way to do it would be something that's easier for you to cut out. But again, after you cut those out, you're just going to kind of open them back up and put them aside. Then you're going to take another piece of paper. You're going to fold it so you have 4 sections. So I folded it from this edge to this edge, and then I folded it from this edge to this edge, and that got me 4 sections. Then I colored them in. Now you can color them, paint them, whatever you want. Like maybe instead of having 4 different ones, I wanted 2 yellows and 2 blues. The amount you color in does not matter. Just try to keep it nice and solid and pretty basic so our what we stick on top of it doesn't get lost. So a solid color, but whatever color you want to make it is your choice. If you have construction paper and you would rather use that, go ahead. My idea was to be able to have some choice in your colors. So that's why I didn't pass out colored paper. But again, if you have some at home and you would rather do that, go ahead. If you'd rather paint it, go ahead. However you want to get your 4 colors or your 4 sections colored in. Again, if you want all the same color, if you want 2 colors, if you want 3 colors, if you want rainbow, up to you. But again, you only want 1 color per square at most. Okay. After that, sorry if that was confusing. Please reach out if it was. After that, you're just going to take your shapes that you had set aside here, and you are going to glue them down. So this shape kind of sticks on top of one of those rectangles. So it's a good guide having those rectangular shapes. And then this one, it's okay if you have a little bit of that color sneaking through, no worries. And then on either side are the positive shapes. So again, the positive shapes are these shapes that we wanted, and the negative shape is what was left behind. And you can see that there is a little bit of a ghost image left behind that also kind of gives off this shape. And that's it. So I believe that should only take you guys 1 class. Please let me know if you have any questions or if it was taking you longer. And again, I'm excited to see how these come out.